To go ahead and make this video for you to explain the directions for the renewable and non-renewable energy lab. First of all, if you have not done this part yet, the part over here where it is just some basic background information on what renewable and non-renewable energy are, what are some examples of those things. There are sources on Canvas for you, and I will go and pull those up for you real quick. They are, when you click on the renewable and non-renewable lab, they are simply right here. Renewable energy, non-renewable energy, really easy to find. Not a whole lot of time needs to be spent on that. So really quickly go for that one. Now the second part here is the Renewable activity. In this one, what we're going to use is a bag of beans. And inside of this bag of beans, there are brown beans and there are some white beans. Now the brown beans represent non-renewable energy, and the white beans represent renewable energy. And essentially what we are going to do is we are going to have one person, I'm going to pull the camera down for a second, but we're going to have somebody, one person in your group, and we should have 2 people per group. There's 15 bags, so we should have 2 people per group. But what we're going to do is you're going to have one person reach their hand into the bag of beans, and you're going to pull out 10 random beans. 10 random beans. So, I'll just count out 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll put the rest in. Let's make sure we got 10. So that's 5 and 5. So that is 10. So here's 10 beans. Now the whole point with this is the non-renewable ones are used, and therefore they get set off to the side. They're gone. Now the renewable ones can get put back into the bag to be used again. All right. Now I'm going to scroll down again into the data collection part. So this is the part where we're actually got to fill something out. So we're going to pretend like that was the first year. The first time you pulled beans, that was year number 1. So we'll pull our beans back over here. Year number 1. And I'm actually going to go back in and get those 2 white beans that we pulled. Okay, so in year number 1, what we had was a situation where we pulled 10 beans, and we had 8 brown beans pulled, 8 forms of non-renewable energy, and 2 white beans. The remaining number of beans is, if we put 2 back in, the remaining number of beans should be 92. So we started off with 100 beans. We now have 92 beans because 8 are going to be cast aside. And you're going to do this for at least 15 years or until you run out of brown beans, until you run out of non-renewable energy sources. If you get down to the point where the only thing that you're pulling out of here is these white beans, if you make it to the point where this is all you're pulling and that's all that's left in your bean or in your bag of beans, obviously it is over. Okay, so again, you got 100 beans in the bag. 90 of them are brown, 10 of them are white. You're going to pull out 10. You are going to count the brown beans, count the white beans. You're going to cast the brown beans aside, and you are going to put the white beans back in, all the while filling out this table. At the end of it, there's a couple of post-lab questions. Now, if you were looking for something to be a little bit challenging, there is a part 2 to this, and it's just for enrichment. So if somebody gets done way early and they don't know what else to do, and you don't have anything else to do whatsoever class-wise, then you can do the enrichment part. The enrichment part is not something that anybody has to do. It is extra. But the enrichment part is to then, the only thing that we're going to change is we are going to increase the number of beans that you pull every year. So the first year you pull 10. Year 2 you pull 15 beans. Year 3 you pull 20 beans, and you increase it, moving up and up and up, increasing a little bit every single time. But again, the only thing that you really need to do is part 1 and the post-lab questions. Okay, pretty simple with this lab. Again, if you're confused, don't know what to do, I would refer back to the video that you're watching right now, and I would refer back to the directions, and just do your best. Okay, if anybody has any questions, please just send me an email or ask me, and we will get you all figured out. Thanks, guys.